Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a brand new Division video. What I have guys today is what I believe to be the best Dark Zone build for solo players in patch 1.7. Now keep in mind there's a lot of different options, there's a lot of different builds you can use in the Dark Zone by yourself and be successful with it. But this is one of the builds I would recommend trying out if you're having trouble staying alive or just, getting kills or just having fun in Dark Zone. I've been using it for the past 3-4 days, and keep in mind I don't play the Dark Zone by myself. I don't know why, I just don't enjoy it. I'd rather play with a team. But as I said, let me know if this video helps you guys out and if you do enjoy the build. So first up, for the abilities, what you want to use is a Scrambler Pulse, and this is something I would recommend using 100% if you're solo or not even solo in the Dark Zone, because you never really want to be on that radar from the enemies. If you're just farming, if you're minding your own business, if you don't really want to engage in gunfights, put on Scrambler. It's going to help you out. It's going to keep you a little bit safer, and if someone pulses you and you are concealed, obviously they're not getting the critical hit damage or critical hit chance on your body. Next up, I'm using a booster shot. Obviously self-explanatory, you want a little bit more damage, the damage resilience, and this one isn't actually that bad. It's 101k every time I pop it, and I do get it in 26 seconds, and same thing for my cooldown on my Scrambler. For the talents, I'm using Critical Save, Strike Back, Precision, and On the Move, and I said this in previous videos and I'll keep saying it in future videos. In my opinion, this is the best talent combination for PvP. For PvE, obviously you want to use something like Triage or, depending on what you're running, but in PvP, the majority of people use these talents. Anyways, moving straight into the build, as you guys can see, this consists of 3 Banshee, 1 Tactician, a Vigorous Chest, and Ninja Bike Backpack. As I said in the beginning of the video, in my opinion, this is the best Dark Zone solo build right now. You can obviously go with like Predamark, Alpha Bridge, high-end / exotic, but for me at least, I found the most success with this build out of all the other ones in the Dark Zone. So first up, we're going to show you guys what I have on my weapon. I'm actually using something a little bit different. I normally don't really switch up my weapons, but I decided to try out something different. So what I have on it is Adept, Competent, and Responsive, and I normally run Deadly instead of Competent, but I don't know, since I have a lot of skill haze and I like having, constant damage, Competent is kind of my favorite right now instead of Deadly, so that is that. And for the base damage, I'm sitting directly at 20,000 with 19% enemy armor damage. For the weapon mods, I have pretty much everything stacked into critical hit damage, rate of fire on the magazine. So that's about it for the M4. Moving straight into the gear, so first up for the Vigorous Chest, what I have on it is a firearms roll, health, skill haze, and ammo capacity. And to be honest, I don't really understand why people like using booster shot without a Vigorous Chest. I don't know, in my opinion, the overshield saves my butt a lot, and to have a pretty much like an extra life with the overshield, that's something I just can't really play without, at least in PvP. So that is why I'm using a Vigorous Chest. Also for the mods, I'm using 1 firearms, 1 stamina with health mod, so that is pretty much it. For the mask, what I have on it is firearms, skill power, and destroying resistance. The only thing I wish this mask had a little bit different was burn resistance instead of destroying resistance, because for PvP that is pretty important, and I'm also using a firearms and skill haze mod on this mask. For my knee pads, I have my only Tactician piece of gear, and what I have on it is electronics, health, blind / death resistance, shock resistance, and increased kill XP. Once again, I'm using Tactician, 1 Tactician for the skill haze because I feel like skill haze is just king of all kings right now in PvP, and if you don't have a lot of skill haze, you're going to get pretty much destroyed unless you're using like Deadeye and you could just 2-3 shot someone in the body. But besides that, skill haze is really important, and I would recommend speccing into it a lot. As for the backpack, I have another electronics roll with health and disrupt resistance. This is something I thought about if I should go a little bit more into electronics or have a little bit more firearms, and after testing it a little bit and kind of seeing which one is better, I feel like electronics and having a bit more electronics when you're solo is better, because you can obviously do the damage is still going to be there, but to get your skills faster and for your skills to be just a little bit better and your heals to be stronger with your booster shot and stuff, that in my opinion is a bit more important. And I also have health and disrupt resistance as the major and minor attributes. For my mods, I'm using a 265 electronics and skill haze mod with 2 first aid self heals. Moving down to the gloves, we have the Banshee gloves, and these are pretty bad. 1182 firearms is pretty much unacceptable, but the only reason I'm using them is because they have really good crit chance, crit damage, and assault rifle damage, and to be honest, I can't get really lucky, and every set of gloves I get that are Banshee, either have like pistol damage, shotgun damage, stamina, or something like that. So this is what I'm working with, and that's what I'm using, so hopefully I get lucky in the future. Last but not least, I'm using a pretty crappy Banshee Holster. The only reason, once again, I'm using this is because I can't find a better one. And obviously the reason why I'm using 3 Banshee with a Ninja Bike backpack is to unlock the 4-step bonus. What it pretty much does is gives you a little bit more damage to targets out of cover, and it also gives you damage when you're rogue or not rogue, which is really good. As I said, if you're solo and some rogue kids are picking on you and kill you like twice in a row, you pretty much get 20% extra damage on top of the 10% you already get from the 3-step bonus. The last thing I'm going to go over are the character stats. So for the weapon damage, as you guys can see, I'm sitting at 20,000, 11.50% critical chance, critical hit damage is at 100%, headshot damage 86%. Next up we have the health. Max health I'm setting at 205, which is kind of low, it's kind of iffy, but since you get your skills really quickly, and you can also use like a immune station instead of the pulse, or like a support station to give you even more health and a faster overshield, you can kind of get away with having a bit less health. Also armor 31.25%, which isn't bad at all. And finally we have 40% skill haze, which is actually really good. So that is pretty much it for the build. As I said, give this build a try, let me know how you guys like it. If you do, then that's great. If you don't, then I guess I'm kind of sorry. But anyways, that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.